Welcome to the next episode of Your Charisma Coach. It's finally here from rain-soaked London. Yes, it rains every single day in London, and this is the price we pay living in Britain. But someone who is joining me in Britain is Alex Markham, who is a specialist in helping people find out their passion in life, their purpose, and what they're driving towards. So, Alex is the guy to speak to. If you're struggling to find out what your life purpose is, your life passion, he's the guy who can help. And let me just say how important it is to find out your passion. The most charismatic people in the world know what they're doing, they know what they're about. And this is the guy to help unlock that in you. So Alex, thanks for coming on.
No worries.
And let's just start right ahead. How can we find out our passion in life? Because I know I spent ages, years trying to find out what it was I wanted to do.
Okay, yeah, well, the thing to understand about passion is that it's not something that you discover in one go.
Okay.
But rather is something that is continually refined throughout your life. So the first step, if you like, is to get a list of potential options.
Okay.
And you want that list to be as rich and as full of different ideas and different possibilities as it can be.
Okay.
So that means the first step, as with any creative process, the first step is brainstorming.
Okay, brainstorming.
Brainstorming is really simple. It means taking out a piece of paper. And so anybody watching, take out the piece of paper right now, hit pause, take out a piece of paper, and just spend a few minutes writing in like a continual process anything that you enjoy doing, anything that you love, anything that you think might possibly be a passion, something that you'd like to explore, something either you've done in the past that you enjoyed or something you've seen other people do and you thought that looks like it could be fun. It's only the first step, but it's the most vital step. And all the other steps we're talking about are going to be adding to that list and refining the list so you get a clearer picture of which ones really stand out as something to put your energy towards.
So even crazy stuff, even stuff that you hadn't even previously considered.
Yeah, the good thing about brainstorming is that you're including anything. You know, you might be writing and writing and writing, and you suddenly have a mental block. Just write the first thing that comes into your head. If it's cheese making, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's just a piece of paper, and nobody else is going to see it, and you can just cross it out if it doesn't apply. So the most important thing is to get the stream of ideas out of your head onto the paper.
Okay, so we've made our bit of paper, we've got all our list of things down there, and we've got cheese making up there, number one maybe. What is the next step once we've got our list?
Okay, so as I said, all the rest of the steps are about adding new ideas to the list and kind of deciding which ideas really stand out as the most important ones, the ones that are worth pursuing. So the first step, these steps don't necessarily come in order, they kind of all have equal importance. The first one I'm going to talk about, it involves thinking about what aspects of your life you would like to improve, or things that you've experienced in the past which have actually brought you pain. So I'm going to refine this a little bit more. If you're somebody who's shy, if you've always been shy in the past, I come from the background, similar to Marcus, I come from the background of working with people to overcome their shyness. Why did I do that? Why did I find that to be such a passion in life? It was because I used to be shy. I used to put up a big front and pretend to be confident, but inside I wasn't confident in myself. Now I follow that through, I've followed that passion through, and now what I'm really interested in is helping other people to discover their passion, because through passion they can be more authentic. So it's about looking at what things you've suffered from in the past, or what things you'd like to improve that bring you suffering now, addressing those, and then ultimately helping other people to address them. And it's just so common. The people who make the biggest changes in the world, the people who are most passionate about making positive changes in the world, so frequently it's because they come from a place of suffering in the same way. I know somebody who's making a documentary about a particular type of illness which their son suffers from. It's a passion. They've been spending years working on this documentary. I've seen the preview of it. It looks really exciting. And the reason is they want to help other people to overcome the types of suffering, or to share ideas about addressing the types of suffering which they themselves are suffering from.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so Alex, we've identified our pain and some suffering we've got. Yep. Where do we go from there?
Okay, so the next thing you want to do is, what we now want to highlight is what activities bring about the greatest amount of enjoyment for you. So what I'm talking about is, it's easy to think, well, I enjoy surfing, so maybe I want to be involved in the surfing field. But actually, perhaps it's the excitement of doing surfing, perhaps it's the thrill, perhaps you've got a thrill-seeking part of your personality, and perhaps it's not just surfing, but it's also rock climbing or any other types of things that could be interesting. So what you want to do is you want to think about times when you've been at your peak, when you've been really immersed in something, when you've been enjoying your work and you felt really in the flow of that work. And as such, I'm really talking about times when you've not noticed time passing, when time seems to go out the window and you're just totally immersed in what you're doing.
Sort of in flow.
In the flow, exactly. If you look up in Wikipedia the term flow in psychology, you'll understand what I mean. Write a list, add to your brainstorming list all the times when you felt that way, and think about what activities you were doing and who you were doing it with. Were you writing? Were you reading? Were you working with people? Were you working alone? Those are the types of things that will give you clues as to what your potential ideal passions might be.
Okay, thanks. Right, so we've got lists coming out of our ears in a good way. Where do we go from there? Is there any other way we can kind of pinpoint our passion down?
Yeah, sure. So once you've got your list, once you've started to brainstorm, and there are other mechanisms you can use for adding to your brainstorming list. Another really good one is, who do you admire? So that's who are your idols, and what is it about them that you really idolize? I'm a big fan of Martin Luther King. I'm a big fan of Barack Obama. The thing I really love about them is their skills as public speakers, and actually public speaking is something that I'm really passionate about. So again, what is it about these people that you admire, and how could you emulate that in your own life? It's another way of finding your passion. But yeah, once you've got your list, you've started to build a list, and you might have 100 things on there. What do you do with it now? Well, the first thing is just look through it. Some of them are going to stand out as being the ones that you're more keen to get started with straight away. And so what you might want to do is look through it and just name number, say, the top 10, for example, that are ideas that you might want to try. Maybe it's writing a book, maybe it's abseiling, maybe it's starting your own business. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, number them, and then the next step is to dip your toe in the water, because you can't think your way into knowing whether it's something you're going to be passionate about. You don't know until you're doing it. You need to be actively participating in it, preferably with other people. And the way you dip your toe in the water is you, right now, today, after you've watched this video, you find out other groups that are doing what you're doing. Maybe it's a group that's dedicated to
cheese making.
To cheese making. Maybe it's a group that's dedicated to fiction writing. Maybe it's a group of people who are going climbing or going surfing. Look on meetup.com, look on citysocializing.com. Normally you can get started for less than a tenner. Dip your toe in the water, see how it feels. And every time you do that, you'll be getting a step closer to your passion. It may be that you enjoyed it, but not that much. It may be that you loved it so much that actually you can't wait to go back next week. But then it may be that you do it a couple of weeks and you don't like the people, so you need to join a different group. All of these things are ways for you to dip your toe in the water. Ultimately, what you're looking for is that thing or those things where when you're in the process of actually doing it, you are completely immersed in it. And that passion makes you want to do it all the time. Now, the great thing about that is that passion is infectious. So you start communicating with other people, they start joining you, you start to form a community, or you join communities, you support each other, and you all move towards, en masse, achieving your passion and achieving your goals. And the next step, you start to make money from it, or you start to make really big impacts in the world. It's all possible, it's all there, anybody can do it. It's just up to you to take that step and make it happen.
So, Alex, do passions evolve? Can you grab a passion and it changes over time?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I used to be passionate about coaching people to be more confident. Now I still love doing that, but I'm really, what I found is that the best way to make people more confident was to ignite their inner fire, which was to ignite their passion. So it evolves and it moved. And now on my website, what I do is I talk to people about their passions. I interview people and find out their stories, and I'm particularly interested in inspirational stories, which tends to be people who found their passion and they're using that to generate income for themselves as well as making positive impacts in the world. But yeah, with everybody that you talk to, their passion 5 years ago would have been similar to their passion now, but it's evolved, it's become more refined, and it's changed over time. And that's perfectly natural. You never finish. You keep going through your whole life just pursuing that avenue. But it brings a huge amount of happiness. That's the goal, is happiness.
Absolutely. Alex, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk us through those first few steps of getting our passion ignited. And if you'd like to find out more about Alex, he's already done an amazing job plugging himself, but inspiredprimate.co.uk, he's amazing. And thank you so much, mate.
No worries.
See you on the next episode of Your Charisma Coach. Yeah. Thanks. How'd you feel that went?
Yeah, fine.
Good, great.
In case you're wondering, my passion in life is helping people to improve their conversation skills. And if you head over to yourcharismacoach.com, you'll be able to get a free copy of my ebook, How to Talk to Anyone Without Fear of Rejection. It's packed full of information you won't find elsewhere, and the books help thousands of people around the world improve their conversation skills so they can bring lots more new and exciting opportunities into their lives. Why not join them? The address is on the screen now. In the meantime, I'll be back with a new video shortly. Speak soon.